Yo, what's good everybody? Welcome along to what will be the last or second to last episode of our D&B track from scratch series, and that is the mastering episode. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. Instead of mastering from like a rendered 24-bit WAV file, I have the stems to the track, so we're going to be mastering from stems. I don't normally master from stems, but for this episode I thought, you know what, why not do something different? Mastering from stems definitely gives you a little bit more control over just all the individual elements in the mix, instead of being like, oh, I hear something out from the mix, I'm going to have to go back into the project file and fix that. You can adjust certain things from each element, like basses, drums, effects, whatever. So yeah, back in the original project file, I did go ahead and group all these kind of tracks into individual kind of elements: basses, drums, build, drums, effects, synths 2, and synths 1. Why is that upside down? There we go. And then of course we'll do our traditional master plugin chain, probably using Ozone 9 on the master, and if we need to adjust these channels, we will. Can't wait to wrap it up and listen to it mastered as opposed to like mixed down. There's nothing quite like listening to your track completely squished together with loads of compression. So yeah, if you are unfamiliar with this track, it's probably a good idea to watch an episode before this, or the 4 that's before this. I did a mixed down episode just polishing this up. It wasn't too drastic. The track was mostly mixed, but if you want to watch that, link will be in the description in an unlisted video. I weirdly don't think we'll end up editing the stems that much, if I'm honest. Alright, repping Ozone 9 once again. Let's start with an EQ match first of all. -6 or pink noise in here. Pink noise is a good thing to reference to. Equal energy per octave or something like that. It's just like a nice kind of balanced natural sound for your ears. So if you reference your track to it with an EQ match, you can kind of like sculpt the overall sound of your track to the pink noise. So if you have any like resonances or random stuff like that, it'll help kind of blend it towards that pink noise kind of sound. So we're just going to go ahead and capture on the main bit. If you do like 0% smoothing and 100% amounts, it's going to sound not the best, but just a little bit of smoothing. And maybe twist. It's actually how it sounds first before like, maybe it sounds good like this. We don't even know what it's going to sound like. Sounds a little bit cleaner mids and highs, but it's definitely taking out that bass. A, I don't know if we got too much bass, and B, pink noise ain't gonna allow sub bass to come through from like more EDM style genres. So anyway, we might come back to that. Next up, of course, is the imager. Want to make sure our stereo field is sounding balanced and not too wide or not too mono. This is just my personal preference anyway. So gonna go ahead and create crossovers at 100, 1K, and 10. Oh, let's solo this up. Actually, that crossover come down a bit. Actually, no, I want to kick a little bit and mostly the sub. Just gonna make it a bit more mono. And mids. It can be a little bit wider, not that much action happening, so I'm happy to just kind of leave it bumped up there. This should be wide enough, surely. Yeah, if anything, it's a little bit too. Make it a bit more mono. Make this. Just hearing that solo by itself, it does sound better mono, but I don't think overall in the mix it will. Nah, definitely. I'm happy with that. What am I looking for with the imager? Typically like a more mono sub and then a little bit wider as you move up the frequency spectrum. Yeah, nothing too crazy like in the 0 to -1s. Just something that's going to sound good mono and stereo. That sounds so weird, mono. Probably something we should have done earlier. EQ, find the problematic frequencies by creating little kind of bells like this, making sure the Q is narrow, and then just something like, until you hear a point where it's just like, ah. That, don't particularly like that sound, and keep doing it until you can't find any more, pretty much. I want to get rid of those annoying resonances. Alright, let's hear it before and after. Sounds a bit cleaner, I'm happy with that. And multi-band compression, aka dynamics. Gonna go ahead and set the crossover 100, 1K, and 10K again, like our imager. And let's sculpt the low end. We want the kick to kind of come through, but we want the sub to be latched onto. Maybe not that much ratio attack to kind of. Not too bad. Don't want too much compression on the bass. Famous last words. Might add more later on. Alright, mids. Gotta remember the snare's punching through here and the kick is also, so we don't want to compress it too much. Or do we? It's doing a lot of work. I might come back to that. Actually, I kind of just want to set rough compression guides for all of it, to be fair. I'll do, and onto the high end. Great thing about stems mastering, we can hear what it sounds like with the drums dropped out just a little bit. I can't tell if they're a little bit too loud. That might suit a bit better. And with the bass, I do want to kind of notch out some of the high end. This little bit here. So we'll see how that sounds with the master now. There we go, that's sounding a bit more cleaner, and pretty much maximizer. Time to make it loud. True peak, -0.2, fast character. Alright, where's the RMS at? Are we slamming it or are you giving it a bit of breathing room? Actually, that's not too bad. That bass is so much high-end grit. What is it? The high-end grit mixed with the hi-hats. A little bit too much. You know what, I'm not going to EQ that. I'm going to chuck an ozone on that. On this whole bass channel, I want to kind of duck that little frequency range here-ish. And I also want to use a multi-band compressor. Just to get that high-end sizzle. I'm gonna have a high attack, so this bass doesn't get compressed too much, but this kind of does. way cleaner. Do want to also add a little bit of reverb on the drums, just to kind of put them in a space. Not probably going to hear them that much, but just a little bit. Alright, reverting back to the multi-band kind of stages. We haven't even got a reference track. What am I doing? Pendulum Ransom, why not? Actually, we need noisier to kind of... Actually, fuck it, we're gonna get noisier as well. I don't have that much noisier on this hard drive, but I've got a Rampage rope. Man, if I was noisier, I'd probably just do like this on the bass. Anyway, back into the reference. A bit more sculpting on that bass EQ. Anyway, Ransom. That is mono. I forgot how good Pendulum's kicks and snares are. Damn, if I was Pendulum. Good idea to listen to the other parts of the track. Instead of just focusing on the drop the entire time. Nice! God damn. Damn. There's a notch I want to kind of get rid of. There we go, problem solved. Damn, that bass though! Oh my god, that's a bit too much. Damn, this track turned out good. Right, I'm gonna call it there because that is sounding fresh AF. And that is mastering with stems. Was I concerned at the start with like, oh my god, am I actually gonna edit the stems in any way, or is it just sounding kind of ready for mastering as is. Turns out it did come in handy editing the stems. The drums were too loud. Basses needed a few EQ corrections here and there. A little bit of work on the stems, rendering them out like that, and then mastering from them was definitely a good idea. If you know me on my mastering videos, it's not over yet. I'm gonna take a break and then come back to it and then work on it a bit more. Take a break and then come back to it until I finally get a sound that I'm happy with, and I've referenced to other tracks and I've played it on different sound systems, and then it will be mastered and done. So the next episode up on this channel will be the final track, and it'll be up on Spotify and whatnot, and yeah. And that is that. Hopefully you did enjoy this video / tutorial, and I'll catch you guys next time. Have a great day. Peace.